All right, guys, let's talk about it. The all-new Ford F-150 Lobo. The first time they've ever made a Lobo street truck trim for the F-150. We've seen that trim being called out before on the Maverick, but let's talk about all the major changes you get because of the Lobo on the F-150. Starting with the fact that it is completely restyled because it's oriented towards a street truck. So what does that get you? Up front, a unique front grille with white LED accents built into that grille that lead into the headlights. It's a nice design touch. Gives that kind of sleek, menacing look, especially with this really dark black paint and a lot of the black accents all over it. And namely, up front, you get that black and white Ford badge. It looks really cool. It matches the overall aesthetic of this truck. But yeah, if you take a step back, you'll notice that lower front fascia. They said it's a 10-piece body kit, effectively, around the vehicles to lower that ground appearance. And up front, you get that gloss black grille, which is functional. This is flat black, but then you also get some other side accent pieces over here, right below the fog lights. And then the headlights, like I said, just have that daytime running light. Instead of amber, it is white to match the front grille, which is nice. Also, the hood has more of a prominent bulge. They redesigned it compared to the work truck and the other trucks that hood that we've seen in the past. And then the hood vents have gloss black accents around them as well. So those are one of the key distinguishing features. You'll notice it more on the non-black colorways, which is available. What we're looking at here, everything's black on black on black. Speaking of black on black on black, you get huge 22-inch wheels, very street performance oriented design. And these tires, let's talk about what they're sized at, just because I'm curious. They measure 275/50 R22. And if you guys are wondering as far as the suspension goes, they did lower the rear of the car 2 inches to give it an overall lower ride height. But honestly, when you see the kind of the ground effects like right here with this side skirt, which is not just a single piece, it's actually two pieces. This single piece here, which is longer, and this shorter piece, to overall make the car feel lower. You can lower this even more. They went for more of a standard ride height and just dropped it a bit to get more of that street looking vibe. But if you're wondering what this is based on, it starts life as an STX F-150. And then from there, it gets the really important thing, which is under the hood. And that is a 5-liter V8, naturally aspirated, the way it's meant to be, makes 400 horsepower. We've seen this engine before, but now it comes standard on the Lobo. So think you're getting an STX, you're getting the appearance package on top of that, but you're also getting a V8 standard, as well as the 4-wheel drive system, and I think it's a 373 rear axle, if I'm not mistaken. But you get an upgraded rear axle. I'll put the number here if I'm not saying it right. And that's a big deal, guys. It sounds really good. We'll put an audio clip. Because getting a V8 truck in this type of package in 2025 isn't really offered anywhere else from the factory. So you are getting something unique in that sense. Let's continue on to the side here because we were talking about that rear styling real quick, because a big reason for it sounding good is also the exhaust tips, which are blacked out. It's got a matte black exhaust tip here. Looks really good. And then you also get lower rear fascias over here, which are paint matched as well. As far as the truck bed, guys, goes, it is not damped. It is a simple truck bed, simple tailgate, and there is no bed liner, because if you want that, you got to do that yourself. And they really, it's like I said, STX is meant to be more affordable, but they're adding that street truck factor, and then you can kind of upgrade it, do what you want, and we're going to see a lot of that when we get inside. Let me actually close the bed. Actually, before I do that, let me show you what you are getting in the truck bed. You get your simple power inverter over here on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, you do get a nice little cubby if you want to put some tie downs, whatever you need in there. You do have that. But aside from that, guys, it's a pretty simple tailgate or truck bed setup, which I wish it was damped. But aside from that, I kind of appreciate a simple truck bed and a simple, it's 5.5 feet, by the way, and a simple tailgate. Let's hop inside though and see what you get in the F-150 Lobo. Okay, so inside, the first indication of how simple this truck is the key, guys. Key, no push button start. You just put it in there, you twist it, you turn it on, and it comes to life. Honestly, that is nice. On top of it, you notice column mounted gear selector, which is really cool. I'm gonna close the door so the beeping, no, the beeping stopped. But column mounted gear selector, which is nice because it opens up the entire center console. You don't have that fold down gear selector, which is offered, but you still get the fold out tables, which is nice. You do get a work surface here, and you don't have to wait for the shifter to go down, none of that. You just do it when you want, and you're in that mode, you know. But yeah, it's really practical over here. You also just get a simple shelf. It says nice. I like the F-150 that peeks in from the back there. No door panel that opens up, just straight to it. And then you get that large touchscreen. It has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, built-in Wi-Fi, all that good stuff. And then simple single zone AC controls. You get a power inverter over here for that wall outlet, 12 volt. And then on this side, you'll see you have that 4-wheel drive, your different transfer case modes, 2 high, 4 automatic, which is nice, a rear locker, and then 4 low. So that's cool. I do appreciate that. As far as the seats go, guys, they're simple. Cloth seats. You do see that, yellow stitching. It's kind of noticeable. It's a nice little touch. Gives it a street vibe, but they're basic seats. Nothing special. They don't massage you. They don't heat you. They don't cool you. Unless you're feeling hot or you're feeling cold, then they'll do exactly that. But let's hop on the driver's side and see what you get from my perspective. All right, so as far as my side goes, it's a manually adjustable seat, guys. Pretty simple. Slides forward and back. You have your lumbar support here, your recline right there. On the door panel, guys, it's pretty simple. But honestly, you got your door window switches right here, your automatic on the front too, and then manual on the rear too. No memory seats, obviously, because once it's here, it's not gonna remember, the next position you put it in. Clearly, steering wheel, guys, it is a black, they're calling it, it's urethane, it's rubber, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's a simple steering wheel. It is not heated. If your hands are hot, it will also be hot, so just keep that in mind. But you do get a digital gauge cluster over here. I mean, that is nice. That's standard across the lineup. So that is something that they updated, I think, on the previous model year. That'll standard across the board. And then down here, you have your simple switch gear, like your auto start stop, which we're gonna turn off if ever, because of that V8. We want it always sounding good. Your headlight controls, and then your parking brake down there. Pretty simple pedals, nothing crazy here. Just honestly, these things they get the job done, guys. It's nothing really to write home about, but I think that combination of a basic truck with the street styling element, and then honestly, most importantly, the V8, I feel like that's a really big reason to get a truck like this. Let's check out the back seats though, real quick. All right, so in the back seats, simple cloth bench, similar stitching pattern and like style to the front, but it's simple, guys. They fold up. You didn't get that little cargo element that we've seen in other trucks, but it's nice and flat. You just see the only thing that prevents it from being flat is the floor mats. But they do also get their own AC vents here, 2 USB-C ports, and then a power outlet back here, as well as the 2 cup holders up top. But aside from that, guys, it's pretty simple. If you want to bring them down, you just fold that, pull that tab. You can do that on your end as well. Seats fold up and down, straightforward. No sliding rear glass, no glass roof, just tons of headroom. I'm gonna sit back here actually to give you guys an idea. It's just really roomy, but it gets the job done. So if you have family, if you want to fit a lot of people, the boys, whatever it is, they'd only offer this with that 2-door configuration. And again, like I said, that 5.5-foot truck bed. But let's talk about pricing, because I know it's really important. So as far as starting price goes, this thing starts at $58,000. Now that is a lot of money, but let's think about what you're getting. You're getting a unique suspension setup. You're getting a upgraded 4-wheel drive system with that rear axle. So they actually thought about the hardware. They didn't just kind of give you standard hardware from the STX. And then you're also getting the unique styling, which I think is a really unique factor to this. It does look good. I don't think you can find a street truck really anywhere that matches this class. I think kind of Ford's ahead of the game when it comes to offering a street truck. It's not similar in the sense to a Lobo on the Maverick, where that had like a performance rear diff. That felt like more like, more tossable type of truck that people can have fun with. This I feel like is more for, I guess, heavier duty street truck capabilities, if that's your vibe. But again, that's the price that it starts at. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Would you get a Lobo? Would you take one and kind of go from there and build it off as a street truck platform? Or would you just get a base truck yourself? Because you can still get the STX and get it with the V8 as an option. You just won't get the styling. But again, that's something you can do yourself if you want to. Again, let me know if you guys enjoy the video, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.